Hi everyone, today is July 2nd, 2023. This is Michelle Fixit. Who's going on a mental excursion while you guys are still in charge. And my little O, she left little clues. I just texted one of them to myself on the Patterson phone. Baby, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm gonna see if it shows. I didn't go through it. I don't know what I did. I'm so sorry about your friend Jayden. I'm really bad about watching the news. I just don't. I'm stuck in my own little world of trying to raise your sissy and your brother, and for a while keep him alive. And you put on your, I think it was on your TikTok, I don't know, the pictures are on this phone. And then this phone still has parental controls, and I can't get it to do anything, and I can't find the Georgetown phone or the 228 phone to get the 228 phone fixed. If I had the 228 and I had the 410, then I would be able to help you, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to help you. I hope I am. I love you no matter what. I'm really sorry about Jayden. And I'm really impressed that you were able to try to keep a smile on your face. Because your last post on your TikTok was 3/11. And the situation with Jayden that happened a few days before, I don't know why it didn't send it to me. Oh, look, give me 1 second. Apologies if you're here because of the photo that's going to get posted. I started a Instagram that is a teaser to try to help get some things going on over here because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying. I'll make a fool of myself for my babies. I have no problem with that. I'm going to do a search on Jayden and Santa Rosa. And I'm going to butcher his name. But in case you guys didn't know, because I didn't know, there was a memorial service held for slain Montgomery high school student. Mourners attend the funeral of Jayden Pienta, 16, at Egden and Lance Mortuary in Santa Rosa, Sunday, March 12th, 2023. I'm so sorry, baby. You just keep going through more and more, just like I did. And it's not your fault, it's the world. It's the world. A memorial service was held Sunday for Jayden Pienta, the 16-year-old who was stabbed to death March 1st following an altercation inside Montgomery High School in Santa Rosa. Family members, friends, and others packed the service, which began at 11 a.m. at the Egden and Lance Mortuary, 1540 Mendocino Avenue in Santa Rosa. You're never going to find another Jayden, Tom Linwell, Jayden's stepfather, said during the service, which was live streamed on YouTube by the mortuary. I've seen him without a smile on his face, but it usually had to do with food. He was a pretty picky eater, he added to brief laughter. I'm never going to get to hang with him again. I'd like to say I'm not angry, but I am. We love you, Jayden. The memorial service was to be followed by a celebration of life at 2 p.m. in New Vintage Church, 3300 Sonoma Avenue. Anyone who wants to come can come. A Facebook post on the wall belonging to Jayden's father, Travis Pienta, stated. Grief counselors will be on site at 5 p.m. to provide service to anyone wishing to speak with them. A GoFundMe fundraiser has also been established in the wake of Jayden Pienta's death. As of Sunday, nearly $16,500 of the $20,000 goal has been raised in the days since the teen's death. The campaign was initiated by Jason Windus, according to the GoFundMe website, who was identified as a friend of the family. Jayden was fatally stabbed inside an art class during a fight with a 15-year-old freshman. Police continued to investigate the history of the conflict between the students, which led to the attack. The other boy has been arrested and is charged with a number of offenses, including voluntary manslaughter. Like a lot of middle school kids recalled Rachel Lumberg, a behavioral specialist for the Rincon Valley United School District, who coached Jayden in flag football when he was in 7th and 8th grade. Jayden had a tough veneer, but when you cracked it, he was just a sweet goofball kid. Montgomery Senior Harley Rogers expressed concern that the public might mistake Jayden as just some punk who went and jumped somebody, and that's not who he was. It really was not. Mourners during Sunday's service described the 16-year-old junior as a big gummy bear. I loved Jayden. I loved his family from the beginning. You all have always showed love. That's one thing I miss about Jayden. He was always such a giver. His friend Cruz told those in attendance, I love you, Jayden, and I'll miss... I didn't mean that as a sarcastic one. I'm trying to make sure you know it's quoted. I love you, Jayden, and I'll miss you, and watch over us hard time, end quote. Another mourner urged the young people who knew Jayden, particularly those who witnessed the incident that resulted in his death, to, starting quote, please don't hold on to that. Don't let that be the last thing you see of Jayden. Be strong for him. Be strong for it. Be strong, please, end quote. And there's a video. And this was from the Press Democrat. And there's a little pop-up. And my cousin is trying to call me. My cousin Cat. But this is more important than my cousin Cat. And it says, the Press Democrat, wait, don't close me, exclamation point. I'm just a poor little pop-up that wants you to sign up for a jam-packed newsletter. And then it says, no thanks, cute puppy. And you know what? This is about my kitten. So, Miss Michelle, fix it, at gmail.com, wants to know what's going on in Santa Rosa, California. Baby, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be going through this. This is history repeating itself. Different stuff, same stuff, similar stuff, not the same stuff. Hypothetically, not hypothetically. Either you know or you don't know. This is where the internet's helpful, maybe. Sorry. This is mine. August 16th, 2004. Police say murdered teen stepfather is a person of interest. Detectives are trying to locate the stepfather of an Ocean Springs 9th grader whose body was found Sunday morning. Police say 15-year-old Robin Weatherford. There's errors. Gives me a minute. It still hurts. It's always going to hurt. Losing your friend is always going to hurt. Police say 15-year-old Robin Weatherford died of blunt force trauma to the upper body. Although police have no suspects at this time, they are trying to reach Robin Weatherford's stepfather, Sean Downing, for questioning. Ocean Springs Captain Lewis Miller says Downing is a person, beginning quote, person of interest, end quote. They say he was last seen Saturday morning, one day before the body was discovered. He is driving a black four-door 1995 Ford Escort with tag number 9-5-4-J-J-G. That information was not correct when they were first trying to find him. Me being an Aspie Cat car person, I was in San Antonio, Texas when this happened. Before Google, before all that stuff. I was in my 93 Caprice, and my mommy cat called me and told me what was going on. And when she told me what was going on, she told me about it was supposed to be an escape. The escapes did not exist for that year. I called the police station. I couldn't get through to anyone, and so I drove over there, and in my little Aspie Cat way, the only thing I could do was tell them that it wasn't an escape, and they had to be on the lookout for the wrong vehicle, and that it was an escort. And they did update it clearly for this article. If I could find an older article or any other older stuff, I can prove my story. I can always try to prove my story. So all you can do is try. There's other stuff, but I'm going to wait until I get to the end of the article. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should contact the Ocean Springs Police Department at 875-2211. Miller says police are also interested in finding out where Robin was and who she was with in the final hours of her life. Police are searching for clues to find out who may be behind the death of the Ocean Springs teen. The people who lived on Simon Boulevard say it's a quiet neighborhood. Pat Files says the usual Sunday morning silence was broken when she heard a loud scream as she was drinking her coffee on her porch. Files says the scream came from number 300 Simon, and she recognized the voice of her neighbor Rose Downing, Robin Weatherford's mother. After that, Files says things got quiet for a few minutes. Then she says the police come by, and I heard her holler, "Right here, come here." Once they stopped, police found the reason File heard a scream. Rose Downing had found her daughter's body in a shed behind her house. But it doesn't say. And I don't know how popular your friend was. What it doesn't say is that Robin Weatherford was a beautiful person. And she wore a cloak of protection. Even if it was in Mississippi and it was hot, she always had a big jacket on. And she would walk from her house to the school. And because I was a crazy cat living with my boyfriend that was going through things at the time that were very big things, and I felt like he needed help. And even though I was in high school and I was trying to do the best that I could, with him trying to do the best that he could, driving through to the high school was on the way. And she was one of my mommy cat students. And she had a lot of problems at home. And she told those problems to the people that trusted her. It doesn't say anything about how your grandmommy Chrissy, being the wonderful cat that she is, tried to let the school know that there was a bad situation going on at home. And it fell on deaf ears. It doesn't say that I picked her up a few times. I mean, we were friends. I was friends with everyone. I was a little social butterfly. That's what I do. I stay around for just long enough for people to be okay with me, but not get annoyed with me, because people either really like me or they really don't like me. And Asperger's makes it very difficult. Or autism makes it very difficult. Or being neurodiverse, or whatever it is, because you don't know when to stop talking. And you fall quiet. And you don't know what to do. And you have no rule book, no handbook, or at least I didn't back then. And so I was forgotten about. It was in this weird gray area. But anyways, if I saw her walking, I'd pick her up in my 1980 CJ7 Jeep. She's always like, "I love this Jeep. Are you going to help me learn how to drive? I want to learn how to drive." And I was always like, "Robin, when it's time, when I will help you learn how to drive, and we'll do this." And she was always saying, and there are little ears, but little ears do hear certain things, even though they're not appropriate. Social media will put certain things on there. So I'm going to try to be mindful of it, but I'm also going to be quoting her words, because she is no longer with us to speak. Her words were, Well, if my mom ever gets off my crackhead stepdad, they'll get it together and I'll learn how to drive. Or they'll help me go through it. Because I didn't want to be a rule breaker. And I didn't want to let her drive the Jeep unless she had a learner's permit. I told her I would help with the book and everything else because my daddy cat dog, even though he had a lot of bad, he had a lot of good. So maybe, just maybe, when I was like 12-ish, maybe, hypothetically, we would go to car auctions. And if he had vehicles and he didn't have enough friends, maybe, hypothetically, I would be the middle guy in the vehicle, driving, or being towed, or something. Maybe there were some bad situations that happened that would be funny to talk about, but not during a time where I'm just very emotionally conflicted. And so I always said, you know, we can, I gave her my little book, because it was like 50 cents for the book or $1 for the book or something, and I didn't need it anymore. Like, I was a driver. I was older than her. And, like, study the book and, you know, we'll see what we can do. Because I was a child. Even though I was living outside of my home and I was living with my boyfriend, I was a child. I was a child trying to take care of a child that needed a mom. Because clearly her mom was not taking care of her. And I was lucky enough to have a mommy that was taking care of me. And that's one of the reasons why I tried to make my life as picture perfect as I could. Because I knew that the parents at my time frame, sorry, there's little ants that keep crawling all over me. During my time frame, the cool parents that let the children all come over to the house and do stuff, they let them do the bad stuff, or they weren't around. And my mom wasn't a big fan of people coming over, and we kind of ruined it whenever she rented a house because we were bad, and she wasn't there. And she didn't want to be that kind of mommy cat because we were just really bad, and we were spoiled because we didn't know how good we had it, even though we didn't have it very good. We had it a lot better than other people because she was able to work her way up in life. And someone's coming up the stairs, so I'll have to cut this short in a minute.
We watered all the plants downstairs, and now I'm going to water my plants in my room.
Okay, thank you, baby. Can you close the door for a minute for mommy? Mommy's making a video.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. So I made promises to her that I would help teach her how to drive. And she would tell, and then I would say, you know, don't call people a crackhead. That's not very nice. And she said, no, you don't understand. He's really a crackhead. And in my little teenager brain, because like before Brumbaugh, I didn't know the real people smoke marijuana. I didn't know. I thought it was a TV thing. That was just like a rock star thing. I didn't think people did drugs because I hadn't had that exposure. They were like, I don't know, drugs are bad. DARE program. Like, it worked on some of us. It worked on me. Give me a second. I'm making a video. Okay. I have to go check on Zena. If you see this video, I love you. I miss you. Ask me about Robin Weatherford. There's a lot of details that I wasn't able to get out because I have to check on Zena. This video is going to have to be cut short because Zena is also important and she's here. You are important too. And hopefully we'll have plenty of time to exchange stories. I love you with all my heart and I hope you have a fantastic day. And I am very sorry for your loss. Love you, bye.